The refugee camps of Tulkarm, Nur Shams and Jenin in the Israeli-occupied West Bank are starting to look like a war zone. Flattened buildings, bulldozed streets and families fleeing with whatever they can carry. These camps, once full of life, are now being called the ghost camps by local leaders. And the reason? Massive Israeli military operations that have pushed out over 40,000 Palestinians this year alone. So let's talk about this. The Israeli army says that it's targeting what it calls militant hotspots in northern West Bank cities like Tulkarm and Jenin. Their goal, according to the military, is to crush terror networks by destroying infrastructure that they claim is being used by the fighters: homes, roads, workshops, and even community centers. But what's actually happening on the ground paints a far more devastating picture for Palestinian families. People like Malik, a father of 6, says that he has been forced out with barely any warning. His home was bulldozed, his electronic repair shop is now off limits, he is living in a tiny room in the city with no income and no clear future. Many of his neighbors are even worse off, crammed into school buildings or sheltering on farmlands. Well, his message is desperate and simple. We are waiting for help. In fact, according to an independent Israeli human rights group, the destruction is widespread and actually deliberate. More than 106 homes and over 100 other buildings in just 2 refugee camps, Tulkarm and Nur Shams, have been wiped out in recent weeks. Israeli officials say that these demolitions are based on military necessity, but right groups are actually raising alarms about collective punishment and forced displacement. But this isn't just a local issue anymore. There is a growing concern that Israel is using the chaos in Gaza to quietly change the map of West Bank. Bulldozers are flattening entire neighborhoods. Roads are being built where homes once stood. In fact, drones, helicopters, and even tanks have been used in these operations. Equipments that were not seen in West Bank campaigns since 20 years. In the meantime, Palestinian officials, like their governor, are calling this a potential strategy, not a security operation. He says that Israel is trying to empty out the refugee camp and make it impossible for Palestinians to return ever. Let me quote what he said. There is nothing left in the camp. It has been a ghost camp. But you know what? This is all happening at a time when the world's attention is mostly focused on Gaza. But make no mistake, the West Bank is heating up fast and many fear that it could explode into full-scale conflict. Many experts warn that Israel is now using the same tactic that it used in Gaza: massive destruction, mass displacement, and sealing off areas as military zones. And here's the bigger picture. Hardline voices inside Israeli government are pushing really hard for formal annexation of the West Bank. Now this means making it officially part of Israel and ending any hope for Palestinian state. That includes the land where these refugee camps stand. And let me tell you, if that happens, this forced displacement can become permanent. The lives of families like Malik's are now in limbo. No homes, no schools, no jobs, just destruction and a question that nobody can answer yet. Will they ever be allowed to return home? Well, for now, entire communities are depending on shelters in mosques, schools, and even distant relatives. But the trauma of watching their homes turned into a rubble is something that won't be forgotten ever. This is not just a military operation, it's a transformation, and the one that's happening really fast. As the world watches Gaza, the West Bank is silently being reshaped. And for tens of thousands of Palestinians, life will never be the same again.